Christopher Goodson here, back with the GLO show. We've taken a hiatus, but now we've got a bunch of great new guests coming up, and I'm excited to do this one live at the New Jersey Real Estate Investment Club. Let me hear you guys. So, this is the first time we've had a live audience, but I've been running the New Jersey Real Estate Investment Club since 2004, where you meet the third Wednesday of every month. You can find out more at njreclub.com, njreclub.com. And tonight, I am very happy to welcome Doug Beck. Doug.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
So Doug has spoken at the Investment Club before. I was lucky enough to be a panelist on his event, which was earlier in this month. And I've known Doug since he started in real estate. I know Doug for two things. I know him as a wholesaler. I know him as a guy who really understands the systems that support the real estate investing. And I gotta say, the third thing is I know him as a really genuine guy who loves to share real estate and his passion for what we all do here. So, Doug, please give us a little bit of your background.
Sure. Well, thanks again for the opportunity to be here tonight with you guys and the GLO show. Like Chris said, I mean, my background comes from technology, so I worked for Johnson & Johnson for about 8 years, and it was a great company. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Johnson & Johnson is, and worked in business intelligence for a while, did a lot of systems and whatnot, and analyzing information. I also worked in strategic sourcing, so my background also comes in negotiation. So I used to negotiate deals for Johnson & Johnson, and I was negotiating multi-million-dollar deals, like things with IBM, Microsoft, those kinds of companies. And so my claim to fame is I actually saved J&J about $10 million, and J&J can come after me if they want me to not say that, but it's, I think it's going to happen. But nonetheless, I didn't get any bonuses or any additional compensation for doing that. So I quickly realized that I had a skill, and I developed an art and also a science in the negotiation. And that, along with me kind of stumbling into real estate, I'm not going to give my whole story, but basically I was a network marketer for a while. So anybody who's done network marketing, I started off with that, and learned about the business of people, basically, and putting people together and getting organizations built out, and did pretty well in the companies I was with. But connecting that with my negotiation, I realized that I like dealing with people. I like sharing information, I like helping people grow, become successful, and then also parlaying that with my technology background. I kind of followed into real estate investing. And then a couple of years back was when I got started, and pretty much since then, it's been really growing the business and all different facets, and we've been focusing on wholesaling for the whole time.
So I've known Doug as a wholesaler. I remember when he was at my investment club, and he was just one of these people in this crowd right here, and he was just beginning to start. And one of the most vivid memories I have is when you declared that you've decided that you were going to quit your job, and you were going to leave the corporate world and go out on your own. How long has it been since you've made that jump, and how's it been for you?
It's been about a year and a couple months now. So I left my job. The day I actually gave my resignation letter was September 29th. And the reason I know that is because actually my last meetup, not this past month, but the one before that was right on September 29th, coincidentally. So, and since then, I mean, pretty much been awesome. We've actually grown the business, so we're closing on average 4 to 5 deals a month. And I'm now an investor in a title company as well. So my business partner's in the audience, Ken McCarthy. So
go ahead and give a plug to your wholesaling company.
Sure. So the wholesaling company is JDL Ventures. You can find us at jdlventures.com, or you can find us at njpropertywholesalers.com.
Or just open your email, even if you've never heard of him before. He's probably in there.
That's true.
So he does a massive amount of email campaign, and he does a lot of co-wholesaling.
Right. We do a lot of partnerships with other investors. We found somewhat of a niche, I guess. I mean, the first deal I did, it took me 6 months to get my first deal done, guys. So for anybody in the room that's never done a deal, or even if you've just done one deal and you're trying to get your next one going, like, just stay persistent. But it definitely took me a while to get my first deal going. And then I found a niche, like I said, with the partnering in other deals, partnering with other investors, because that was the way I did my first deal, and I kind of followed the money, so to speak. Like, when it worked the one time, I talked to my mentor at the time. He said, listen, just do it again. And then since then, we've done a little over 50 transactions in the past couple of years, and It's just a great way as a co-wholesaler or JV investor, whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm just a real estate investor. My exit strategy is to partner with other investors and bring together people that don't know each other, basically, and do it in a legitimate way.
And Investors First Title is a title company that Doug is a part of. I use them myself. I refer them a bunch of business. And you're welcome. You're welcome. So we're now going to take some questions from the audience, and looks like we've got Chuck here. Chuck, do you have a question for Doug?
What kind of systems do you use to manage your cash buyers lists?
Sure, that's a great question. I mean, the systems we use are a combination of systems. So we use a thing called Podio, which is basically our back-end CRM system, essentially. It's a platform. You can get it for free. You can go to podio.com. There's no charge to get into it. We started off on a free plan, and then we went into a paid plan. But nonetheless, we use that to manage a lot of the data, like the metadata, I guess you could say, about the buyer, about the investor. So things like how many houses they're looking to buy, what's their price point, where they're looking to buy geography-wise, all the things you could think of about investors. Whatever if you're an investor, if you buy deals, think of the things that are the criteria you have, basically. And so then,
Do you track the individual criteria? Like, do you know that I buy in Newark, Jersey City, and Elizabeth?
we do actually, yeah. So we've refined, and we're constantly refining this. But like we started off on a county basis, and now we're going to city specific for certain places like that we see a lot of activity, like Newark and Jersey City, Elizabeth, those 3 towns exactly, actually. And so we've developed a list of investors just for those specific towns and just for those specific counties. And then what we do is we use Podio to tie together with our MailChimp. MailChimp is the email marketing system that ties together, and basically we have separate lists that we're creating now because we realize that people want stuff based on geography. So over the past couple of years, we learned a bunch, and we learned that not everybody wants everything. And so tailoring it down is really the kind of marketing you want to have as a wholesaler, and getting it to be super specific and exclusive.
I guess that cuts down on the spam too. So
The
you're
spam,
you're getting more emails that you want.
Correct, yeah.
So I'm not getting stuff in Somerset. For those who don't know, I am a big promoter of those 3 towns: Newark, Jersey City, Elizabeth. I also do premium rehabs in towns like Montclair. I'm doing one in South Orange as we speak. So the best thing that I can say is as a buyer from wholesalers, the more targeted you can get to me. You know, I mean, look at your Facebook, right? The advertisements that come up there are no different. You have to, you know, your highest success rate is not when you send as much email as you can, but as much as specific of an email as you possibly can. And that's one of the great things about Doug's company, is that he's been able to work on the technology side of that. But you also have to have that personal touch. So talk to me a little bit about team building, people on your team, and just team building in general in real estate.
So team building is an area, and it is definitely an interesting area. I mean, I think you have to, as a newer investor, so I'm speaking to the newer investor first, I guess, is you may not know what to do, so you're like, how do I tell someone else what to do if I don't know what to do myself? And so the best advice I can give you is like figure it out together. Number one is one way of doing it, or you can find someone who's already qualified to do what you're trying to do and put them on your team so that they can take on that part of the business and be really good at doing it. So find someone who's got skills in that area or experience in that area and be willing to pay them to do that, but you don't have to pay them like on an hourly basis or pay them for a fixed basis. You can pay them on a commission style. So, you know, newer people that come onto my team as a salesperson, like a person working on deals, get paid like between 10 to 15% typically, based on their experience, and then they go up.
And the other thing is they're getting that experience as well. I mean, I think that there's a ton of people in this room here who would love to work just for the experience of learning to wholesale.
Yep, absolutely. So I think, you know, that's the experience. You know, the best way to learn anything is by doing it, basically. So it's experiential learning, and you know, go out there, find somebody, you know, whether it's me or somebody else like Chris or whoever in the room, and just find. I even tell people I mentor, like, hey, listen, find somebody who's less experienced than you, even if they never done a deal, but you know more than they do. Like that's a difference of experience level. Like having an understanding of what to do, or even not having. Like if you don't know what to do, then you got to find someone that can fill that gap. But there's a lot of people out there looking to partner up on stuff. Yeah.
And the New Jersey Real Estate Investment Club is a great place for that to happen.
Absolutely.
Again, third Wednesday of every month. Doug did almost every meeting. So,
Yeah,
Doug,
absolutely.
I want to appreciate you coming out here tonight and giving us a really great interview.